Hey guys, welcome back to Linda's Resin Room. So what I thought we would do today is I have this little rabbit mold from Pouring Your Heart Out, and I thought I would do this for maybe like a night light, since Easter's coming up. And I've got these holographic Let's Resin Chrome powders, so I thought I would do his tail in the holographic silver, and maybe his ears, and then do the rest of him in the holographic pink. I am going to use probably deep pour on this just because of it's a pretty deep mold, and I'm afraid it would flash cure if I use just any regular resin. So I'm going to put some of this holographic in the ears, this holographic silver. I think I'll see if I can flip-flop this inside out and make it a little easier to get this in there. Just want the ears. I'm hoping this holographic will allow the night light to shine through, that it won't be too dark to block the light. That's what I'm hoping anyways. Okay. I'm not putting it on very thick. It spreads really, really easy. A little of this goes a very long way. And like I said, I don't want it too dark that my light won't shine through. Get his little bunny tail. Okay. Now, I just need to get that little spot. I'm going to have to use a baby wipe and clean some of this up, I think. Okay. And I think I'm just going to fill it with clear because, like I said, I don't want it too dark that you can't see my light. Baby wipes won't scratch your mold like a paper towel. And they're already pre-moistened, so it makes it a lot easier to clean up after you do this. Okay, now, I don't know how big those little eyes are. I think I'll just draw eyes on it. Okay, where's my paper towel? Clean that silver off. I don't think the silver will make much of a difference since the next color's pink. If it kind of mixes, it'll be okay, I think. Well, there we go. Sometimes it's a bit rough to... Oh, he's got little feet. I guess it's going to be a girl bunny since she's going to be pink. And I see some holographic that got on the head. Now, I don't want the same thing happen that happened to my koala bear. Or when I flipped that, I ended up with brown. There we go. Now, I think we'll be okay. All right. Let's get this pink and just dust it up. I think this will be really pretty. This holographic glitter powder really goes on very easy. Make sure I get the top here. It's got a rim there. I really want to make sure I get that good. I don't want any places that don't have the powder and then end up with just a clear resin. I think this is going to be so pretty. Since I made my boys the lizard, we'll make this for little Zoe. Get all that color down in there so I can get to the head. And don't worry about getting it on top of the silver because the silver is touching the mold, so the silver should be, oh, it's got little whiskers. We'll have to paint those too. I've never used this mold, but I thought, why not, since Easter's coming close. You do have to kind of work it around to get in some of those areas down in there. Okay. I know deep pour is going to take a couple of days to cure. So let's add just a little more. I don't need that much. Just make sure I'm not too light on any spots. Okay, I think we've got it painted up. And these are just the, I can get them back down in there. The Let's Resin Chrome Powder 10 color set. There's a link to Let's Resin. I think it gives you 10% off down in my description. I'm just going to dust this mold off. And then we'll mix up some resin. And I will be right back. Alright guys, for some reason it's zoomed. There we go. Alrighty, we got it painted up. I mixed up 250 gram of 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 deep pour. I don't want to spill it. I'm going to try to show you what kind I used. I've never used this. And that's a part A, part B, 2 to 1. Cures 2 to 3 days. But I think I need it because this mold is so thick. I don't want to fill it completely. I want to leave just a little gap because I do want to end up pushing this down in there when it's almost cured. And it's going to raise the resin up even more. So let's see if we can get this down in there. There's not a lot of creases and things down in there, but I do want to try to get it in there without having a lot of bubbles. I did put this in the debubbler, but it's still got bubbles in it. I'm hoping with that holographic powder, it's not going to make much of a difference if the bubbles get in the inside. Wow. I really didn't think it would take that much resin. So I mixed it up just a little more than 8 ounces, and it's going to take every bit of that. Okay. I would say this rabbit bin holds maybe 10 ounces of resin, which is a lot. That's surprising. I really thought he'd hold about 8. But that's good because I don't have any extra. Don't have to try to find something else to use this for. And that will be just about perfect for me to put my light in it and not overflow. And then if I need more resin after that, it will be thin enough that I can add just regular epoxy resin. And it doesn't have to be the deep pour. I've never used deep pour before. This is the first time. So, new experience for me. All right. Trying to get all of that out of there. It's quite a bit. Okay. I'm going to turn that upside down, let it drain, and clean this stick off. Now, I don't want to get too close to the edges, but I do want to pop some of those bubbles. It looks like where I scrape the sides, I might need to mix this up just a little. Even though I mixed it, there's a bubble down in there. I want to get that bubble out. And there's another one on the other side. Okay. I don't think I see any more. All right. Alrighty, guys. We will let that cure for until tomorrow. I did end up scraping off some of the pink when I took my stick down in there. So you might want to be careful about that. But I think that's good for when it starts to cure and I can set this down in there. Alright. I'll see you guys back for the next part. Hey guys, welcome back. So I thought this was supposed to take 2 to 3 days to cure for deep pour. But this is cured. I can't stick anything in it. It's only been maybe 16 hours. And it's completely cured. So I can't get my light in it. So what I thought I would do is take these fairy lights and use some UV resin to try to get them to stick down in there, and then finish filling it full of just the regular resin. So let's see if we can get these down in there. I want to make sure I have lights all over the bottom because I do want this to light up. If I can get that in there. Okay. I'm probably getting some of that pink off. Okay. Now if I can just hold this down in spots where it's kind of raising up a little bit, and use my little light. And these light up multicolor. Okay. And I'm just going to do it in a couple of little spots that I think will just hold it down where I need it to be. And I'm going to be very careful. I don't want to break it loose. And then I'm going to take my bigger light and set over top of it for at least 5 minutes. Okay. More little spot here. Alright guys, I'm just going to set my big light over this. Get it out here. I'm going to leave that go for 5 minutes. Try to maybe set it like that. Alright guys, I'll see you back after this cures and I'll have some resin mixed up. Alright guys, I'm back. I've mixed up 4 ounces of a 1-to-1 resin, and I'll let that stay on there for 5 minutes to cure up that UV. We're just going to pour this in here and let that go all around every bit of those wires, getting every little nook and cranny that's still in there. Hoping not to get any bubbles around those wires. Looks like it's going in there pretty good. I'm going to fill this all the way up. Now I'm hoping that that went the rest of the way back in that tail, and I think it did. Alright. It's slightly dumbing on this end, so that's all I'm going to put in there. Try just a little heat there, pop some bubbles. But we'll leave that alone and we'll give that time to cure up, and we'll come back for a demold and turn our lights on and see how it works. See you guys then. Hey guys, so welcome back. This has cured up. So let's demold it, see what it looks like, and turn some lights on. I hate trying to get these molds started. That's the hardest part, I think. They usually demold rather easy. With the little ears. Okay. I can paint his little face up. Got his little bunny tail. You can see where I've scraped it around a little bit. Got a little cleanup to do on it. And there are the lights. Not what I wanted, because I wanted it all the way through and not just the bottom. But what can you do? You can see it through that way. It's really kind of neat. Alrighty guys, I'll see you back for the next video.